Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman The Dark Knight Returns horse. This is a horse from the graphic novel The Batman Road. It's the Collect and Connect feature for this wave. I think it's really cool they did this. Don't get me wrong, I really expected them to do a Build-A-Figure mutant leader, but they made this horse. It's going to make for a fantastic display with Batman, and it can be used for so many different action figure lines, at least I assume. So I got the entire wave at Target today. Unfortunately, they only had the unpainted Batman, which I'm happy to get. I'm trying to get all these figures, and he's going to be a little bit harder to find than the regular version. But I really want to get the regular version to ride on top of this horse. Hopefully by the time I get to do this review, I will have found him. After searching for a couple days, I have actually found 3 unpainted Batman and no painted Batman figures. What are the odds? Maybe people are just getting the painted one and leaving the rest behind. So, with no further ado, let's open them up and build this horse. Alright, now they got these figures out of the package. Here they are with all their Build-A-Figure horse pieces in front of them. Joker is the first figure in the wave. He comes on the horse's head and saddle. Then Carrie Kelly Robin. She comes with both sides of the torso of the horse. And then Batman is the third figure. He has the 2 front legs of the horse, as well as the tail. And finally, Superman is the fourth figure, with the 2 larger hind legs. So let's start putting it together. We'll start off with the first figure's pieces, the horse's head and saddle. Can't really do anything with these by themselves, but I'll tell you, really looks great so far. And here are the 2 pieces that came with the Carrie Kelly Robin. These will make the torso of the horse. Take both pieces, snap them in together like so. Now that I've snapped the 2 sides together, here we go. Now let's get the torso and add the head and saddle. Here's the horse with the head and saddle attached. It's starting to look like something now. Now let's take the pieces that came with Batman, the 2 front legs and the tail, and attach them to the torso. Now the horse looks like this. We are almost there. And now let's take the last pieces that came with the Superman figure. These are the 2 hind legs of the horse. Now that we've got the horse fully assembled, here it is. Big, giant, masted black horse. Look at its head. He's got the mane up here, made of hard plastic. Mine's got a little shit going on here. Black eyes. He's got this brown harness around his face. Looks pretty good. Looks like we've got some articulation in the neck, 2 different places. We'll go over the articulation shortly here. Saddle looking pretty good. Sculpting detail, all brown. Could have a better paint job. Place for his feet. Got all the hooves there. Looks like ball joint, regular joint, third joint. Tail looking pretty good. I mean, overall, it's a horse, but it's a pretty good horse at that. And just a closer look at the main parts of the horse. The detail's pretty nice, but it's not overdone. And a horse like this, in the 1/12th or even 1/10th scale like McFarlane is, can be used for so many different action figure lines. Really excited to see what all I can do with this guy. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the assembly and the horse. Now let's check out its measurements. Now, this guy from front to back, his body, it's about 9.5 inches long. And then if you go to the back of the tail, it'll need about 11 inches of clearance. And then his height, from bottom to the tallest point, his actual body about 7.5 inches tall, and with the mane about 9 inches tall. Now let's check out his articulation, and I'll tell you, I was a little disappointed with the leg articulation. So of course, you can move around this sort of strap here. His head is on a ball joint. It can rotate from side to side, can go up and down just a tiny bit. Can't really turn from side to side either. His neck can go up and down. Going further back, His torso is one solid piece. We have the tail here, can rotate, actually has a ball joint, can also go up, down. Back legs here, moves about that much. His knee, can only really get it going just a little bit there. Does have rotation. He's got a ball joint in his ankle. His hoof can move around. Can rotate as well. I do wish his leg could come out at least just a little bit. Now this one, it's even worse. Goes back about that far, forward, and you can sort of push it back to that point, but I don't think it's supposed to do that. Once again, I really do wish they'd go outward at least a little bit. He's kind of bow-legged, they're going inside. Knee goes that far. Then he has a ball joint on his ankle, similar to the back, just a little smaller. Can rotate. Now let's check it out, next to some other action figures. Let's see what all different various uses I can get with this horse, and I can think of a bunch. Here's the entire wave of McFarlane's Batman the Dark Knight Returns. All 4 of these figures, plus the horse for $100. It's really not a bad value. Add in the 2 unpainted artist-proof Platinum Chase variants, and here's the entire collection. And let's not forget the 2 armored Batman releases McFarlane has already made. And there's an upcoming 2-pack. And that's going to be McFarlane's entire Batman the Dark Knight Returns collection, although I really hope they keep going. At least give us a mutant leader, maybe a son of Batman or a mutant gang member. And the fact that I got the Platinum Chase variants, I had an extra piece of the horse's torso, front legs and tail. I hate seeing my second horse like this. I just can't bring myself to buy another Superman and Joker just for the horse pieces. If anybody out there has those figures and aren't using horse pieces, drop me a line in the comments below. I'd love to build my second horse. Here's Batman riding on the horse. And on a side note, it is extremely difficult to get the strap into his hand. His hand is pretty hard to pull apart the fingers, and they're way too tight to fit that thing in there easily. Takes a lot more work than you'd think. And the horse articulated well enough that you can balance him this way, on its hind legs, kind of going wild. You can use the tail to help balance it, works very nicely. He could even stand higher than this. Here's a shot of Batman riding on a horse through the streets of Gotham. Here's Batman riding on a horse with Robin peeking behind him. And here's Batman with the horse riding down the streets of Gotham with an army of the sons of Batman at his side. There are a few other 6 and 7 inch scale horses with him too. Now let's check out some other action figures that'll look good and make sense on this horse. Here's a McFarlane Netflix Witcher figure on this horse. Match made in heaven. Here's McFarlane Princess Bride Dread Pirate Roberts. He's sitting on this horse, added a little hat to him, and this is my makeshift Zorro. Need to find a black cape, but I think it looks fantastic on this horse. Then, here's a NECA Phantom figure on this horse. Also looks great. And here's a Diamond Select Toys Westworld Teddy Flood figure on this thing. Here's a Diamond Select Dark Tower Gunslinger on the horse. And finally, here's a Mattel DC Universe Classics Jonah Hex on this horse. His legs are a little bit too under-articulated, and he's a little bit too small to fit on this thing properly. Now let's check it out, next to some other horses I have in my action figure collection. Here it is, next to a NECA Sleepy Hollow, the Headless Horseman's horse. I've had this thing for many years, and it's served me in a ton of different action figure scenarios. Then, next to a Toy Biz Lord of the Rings Nazgul horse. And here it is, next to a Toy Biz Lord of the Rings Brago horse. And now, next to a Toy Biz Lord of the Rings Shadow Fox horse. This has always been for Gentleman Ghost in my collection. And finally, next to an older Kenner Legends of Batman Dark Rider Batman horse. Now let's check this horse out next to some action figures from different various companies to see how it fits in both scale and style wise, in case you don't know which lines you can use it with. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect and work my way smaller. Here it is, with some Jack specific wrestling figures. These guys don't have a shot in hell of getting on the horse. These guys have that old T-style crotch. And here it is, with some DST or Diamond Select toys. And here's a Diamond Select, the Man in Black from Westworld on the horse. And here are some other McFarlane toys in front of this horse. Here's McFarlane, Princess Bride, Inigo Montoya on the horse. Then, here are some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures in front of the horse. Here's a DC Collectibles, DC Essentials Rebirth Batman on the horse. And here are some NECA figures in front of the horse. Here's the NECA Nathan Drake on the horse. Then, some Mattel wrestling figures in front of the horse. Here's a Mattel WWE Elite Elias on the horse. And now, some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers in front of the horse. Here's a Jazzwares Adam Page on the horse. Here it is, with some Mezco 112 collective figures. And even though the horse is intended for a larger scale, it works pretty good with the Mezco Dark Knight Returns Batman. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures in front of the horse. And now, with a Mattel DC Universe Classics Batman on the horse. And here's the horse, with some Mafex figures. And once again, even though the horse is intended for a 7-inch scale figure, this Mafex figure fits in pretty good with the horse. Yeah, a little bit too small. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends, here's the Marvel Legends Wolverine on the horse. And here it is, with some SH Figure Arts action figures. Here's the DC Cinematic Universe Justice League Batman on the horse. Sure, the SH Figure Arts Batman is a little bit too small, but it's still fudgeable. Doesn't look too bad. And finally, here are some Jazzwares Fortnite figures in front of the horse. And here's the Jazzwares Fortnite figure on the horse. Yeah, he's too small, but it does work. Overall, this is a pretty cool action figure accessory, vehicle, or I guess animal. There are not a lot of horse options for the 6 and 7-inch scale, at least normal looking horses. Some of the ones that I have are pretty hard to get nowadays, so I really appreciate this being offered. It's something definitely different for the Build-A-Figure for McFarlane. It's always been a larger villain. Kind of cool that with the horse instead of the obvious mutant leader, although I hope they make one of him as well. Hopefully I can finish my second horse, because I can find a ton of uses for this thing. This guy's Sculpting Paint Job are pretty good. I mean, the torso looks a little bit basic. I feel like it could have some more muscle tone. His articulation, it's good, but it's definitely not great. I wish the legs could move outward just a little bit. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I like it. It's a great addition to my action figure world, in particular the Dark Knight Returns collection. But there's a couple things that's just lacking in, mainly the articulation. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure and action figure animal reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.